What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you. Today is Sunday, March 26th, 2023. We got 9 games going on in the NBA today. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits on this happiest of happy Sundays. I love Sundays, Sunday mornings especially. One of my most favoriteest times of the week. All right, so in traditional video format, we'll kick things off with a quick recap over yesterday's picks. We'll dive into some injury news, and then we'll dig into 2 player props that I like that are already on the board. I'll tell you a little bit more about why I like those. So if you like the way that sounds, you can dig that. Stick around, drop a like, sub, and click that notification icon to be notified and updated of all upcoming videos and content for me and my channel. And without further delay, let's jump into those plays from yesterday. All right, 1-1 on the board yesterday. Not the best night, to be honest with you. Wow, Tyler Hero came through, gave us 20 points. That one was a little sweaty because the Heat were getting blown out in that game, and I thought for sure that they were just gonna bench all the starters, and they left them in a little longer than I thought, and Hero got his over 18.5 points. But then Aaron Gordon, man, I got to be honest with you. When that game started and I saw him trying to guard Giannis, I thought, wow, that was a bad pick. He got in early foul trouble, and that was really it. That was a wrap. The Nuggets weren't really looking for him. He was just not involved in the offense at all. So kind of a non-factor in yesterday's game. Take the L on that one, but 1-1 on the day. Over the last over the last 4 days, we are actually 6-1 in our YouTube plays, looking to make it 8-1 today with these 2. Before we jump into those player props, let's quickly update ourselves on some injury news in the NBA. All right, injury news right now. We got Devin Vassell, Zach Collins, in couple Spurs. Probable Anthony Davis, Tim Hardaway Jr., Gary Payton II looking to make his Warriors debut. A ton of questionables. So Jason Tatum, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Kelly Oubre Jr., Alex Caruso, Monte Morris, Keldon Johnson, Malachi Branham, Romeo Langford, Jalen Noel, Precious Achua, Raul Neto, and Peyton Pritchard. Doubtful LeBron James, Terry Rozier, and confirmed outs Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, Yusuf Nurkic, Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, Jeremy Sohan, and Seth Curry. All right, let's jump into some player props for today's 9-game NBA slate. All right, so our first player prop I want to talk about, I know I mentioned in a post on the community tab that I was looking to avoid the Dallas and Charlotte game. It really mainly because Dallas just looks like it's falling apart at the seams right now, with Luka going public saying he's not happy right now, and their record with Kyrie, in the lineup and Luka in the lineup is not great, and they just got the doors blown off them by this same Charlotte team. I don't know. I don't want to go too heavy in on this game, but I did find a player prop that stood out to me, and it's dependent on some news. So if we get news that both Rozier and Kelly Oubre are out, I'm really liking the over on Dennis Smith, 12.5 points. Now, a few things have to happen for me to say, yes, let's do this, because as long as Oubre and Rozier are in the lineup together, or at least one of them is in the lineup together, that one is going to soak up so much usage. It's just, the way it's going to be. So there's not a huge sample size of information to dig up on this, prop with both Oubre and Rozier out. But let's head on over to props.cash and just check out what I was able to find. All right, so on the season, we can see over the last 10 games, Dennis Smith Jr. has hit his point prop of 12.5 or more 5 out of 10 times. If we want to dig a little deeper, we can see at home, not as great. Now, this is factoring in everybody's in the rotation, healthy team. But let's go ahead and start removing some players. So first player I want to remove is LaMelo Ball, because he's been out for a while, and there is not a bigger, usage soaker upper than LaMelo Ball on this team. So We got a 50% hit rate without LaMelo Ball on the court. Now let's take out LaMelo Ball as well as Kelly Oubre Jr. And we can see that this looks a little different. The sample size is a little bit more condensed. However, we're looking at 3 out of 5 games where Smith has gone over this point prop without Oubre and LaMelo Ball in the lineup. Now, if we take out Rozier over Oubre, I know this says 5 out of the last 10 games, but really it's not. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games where he's gone over. 5 out of 8 games. 5 out of 8 games, Dennis Smith Jr. has gone over this point prop of 12.5 points. Now that looks really strong. Facing a Dallas team that allows the 25th most field goals, 24th in free throws allowed. So they're fouling a lot. They're putting teams on the line. I really like the way this looks for not Terry Rozier, for Dennis Smith Jr. today versus a Dallas Mavericks team that is, like I mentioned, kind of falling apart right now. So go ahead and give him the more on this one. Next player prop I want to talk about, we're going to head on over to the Chicago-Los Angeles Lakers game. We're going to talk a little bit about Nikola Vucevic, and we're going to look to his assists today. 2.5 assists on the Prizepicks board. I like the more on this one. Let's head back over to props.cash and dig into this one. Pulling up Vucci Main's 10-game log, we can see that he's 6 for 10 over his last 10 games, 60% hit rate on his assist. So we're already off to a good start here. Facing a Lakers team that allows the 15th most assists in the NBA. Now, this is that's a fine number. However, the Lakers are actually 5th in the NBA, and they're actually 3rd in the NBA in most assists allowed to centers, 5th in the NBA most fantasy points to centers. So this looks really good for Nikola Vucevic. Looking at what other centers have done versus this LA Lakers team now, and these numbers aren't going to blow you away, but I mean, Bismack Biyombo exceeded his prop. So did Jock Landale, Julius Randle, and then Jakob Poeltl. Minus 130 to go over. It's possible this gets bumped before tip-off, so if you like it, lock it up. But I really like this for Nikola Vucevic today versus the LA Lakers. We're only looking for 3 assists for Vucevic today. I think he can get that done for us. And I want to go with one more player prop for you in case you weren't really sold on the Dennis Smith Jr. because it is dependent on injury news. Let's go with another Chicago Bull, and I want to talk about DeMar DeRozan, 23.5 points, why I like the over on this one. Heading back over to props.cash, I wanted to pull up some game logs for you to check out. Now, he sat out the last game, and he exited early versus Philly, but he looks healthy. He's not on any injury report. He traveled with the team, which is great. So all that points in the right direction that he is playing today. And it's a really friendly matchup for him. Over his last 10 games, he's giving you 60% hit rate on this, exceeding 23.5 points, giving you 24 points in 5 straight games. Now, specifically versus LA, going back to last season, we can see that he has 2 games versus them in the 21-22 season. He's giving you over 30 in each of those games. That's incredible production. Now, this is what I like to call like a home game for DeMar DeRozan. He's from Compton, California. You know, it's basically Los Angeles. He's from the area. He's got friends. He's got family there. Over his career versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I had to dig into this a little bit more, and heading on over to StatMuse, all this information here, but I wanted to filter it out because DeMar DeRozan, his minutes kind of ranged throughout his career, but looking at the games where he played 35 plus minutes, which is what he's averaging on the season, roughly 35, 36 minutes. Games where he played 35 and above, he's averaging 24.5 points per game. That's a pretty strong number. Looking at this LA Lakers defense, even with all the new pieces intact, they're still 21st in the NBA in points allowed, 22nd in three-pointers allowed, and then 21st in defense versus the shooting guards. A lot of this looks so good, but I just really like the fact that he's playing back in LA in front of friends, in front of family. This is a good game for him to come back off a small absence and show out a little bit. So give me these 2 Chicago Bulls props. Nikola Vucevic over 2.5 assists. DeMar DeRozan over 23.5 points. And then if you're feeling up to it, if that injury news supports this, then I'd like the over on Dennis Smith Jr., 12.5 points. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's Prize Picks video. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel, checking this video out. Truly appreciate the time you've taken to do so. Do me a favor, drop me a comment below letting me know who your favorite props on the board are, as well as what do you think about these props we talked about in this video. Do you like them, love them, hate them, or do you want to leave them alone? As always, thank you so much for all the continued support, the likes, the subs, the comments. Truly means a ton in helping this channel get a bit bigger every single day. And finally, if you haven't done so already, on your way out, be sure to drop a like, a sub, and click that notification icon to be notified, updated of all upcoming content from me and my channel. And until tomorrow's early look and research video, best of luck, and Chavez is